Oops. I just pulled my webcam down. Does it still work? Just a second. Yeah, it still works. What up? Less than a week. Just give me a second. Let me put it out for today. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. Are there any good videos about this at all?
No.
I feel like that. So there are no good videos about this at all.
No.
What the fuck? This is the only one of anybody talking about it. This is just like a random thing of this guy running Freehold.
Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and we got even more World of Warcraft quote-unquote leaks for the future World of Warcraft expansion.
Right.
Except this time we have a lot more screenshots of some of the promotional material, or
of course,
quote-unquote promotional material. There's a good chance all this stuff is fake, and I'm kind of hoping they are, and I'll explain that towards the end of the video.
Wait,
why
what?
I hope all this stuff is fake.
Hoping
Let's
it's
take a look
fake.
at the stuff. Before we go into it though, please realize that most leaks are not actually leaks. It's just fan theories or fan hopes and photoshops and very creative ways to make something look very believable. A lot of the leaks that talk about, let's say, future content or future expansion name, and there's a billion of them right now if you go to websites like MMO Champion. And the leaks will always have stuff that people want to see. It's usually fan theories or wishful thinking by members of the community. Most of them are usually fake, and they'll usually try to pass around, let's say, certain features that people like let's say you have a leak. And people will be like, you know, this is BS, but I like that one feature. And then you'll see that one feature in every other leak. So watch out for leaks. It's a good idea not to trust them in the first place, but we'll take a look at this stuff just for fun.
Like Tinkers.
The first image we'll take a look at.
You think Tinkers are fake, man?
Yeah, there's no way. Like, Tinker as a class is not even close to feasible. You know, it's never going to happen. Like, people need to give this shit up. Like, it used to be, people used to talk about, like, oh, there's going to be, like, a dragon class. You can turn into, like, a dragon kind of guy and do, like, flames and shit. Well, guess what? That never happened, and they gave up on that. It's time to give up on the Tinker class idea, okay?
Nobody thought that they were going to do a dragon class. What dumbass
they
thought
did.
that?
Like a dragon sworn kind of
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Man.
But, like...
I swear I saw it on the forums all the time when I was unbanned back in 2011.
What a bunch of fucking bullshit, dude. Like, there's
I'm
like
not lying, dude.
No, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying you're misremembering. Like, there's no way that was as popular as you're making it out to be. Like,
oh, you're so dumb.
No, I'm not dumb. Like, it's that... Why would a dragon be a class? It doesn't even make sense. Like,
I'm not saying the dragon is the... I'm saying they would make it so that it's like a dragon sworn kind of thing. Like, oh, what do you play? I play a dragon sworn. You know what I mean? Like, people wanted some interaction with dragons to be a class. Yeah, and it never happened, and then they gave up.
Well, people
on
wanted Naga too, and it didn't happen either.
And I'm saying that Tinker is never going to happen. There's not. It's too thin of an idea. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, how is it too thin of an idea?
Because look at Demon Hunters, dude. Like, they barely could fill 2 specs with Demon Hunters. There's only one thing you can do with Tinkers, and that's gadgets. That's it.
No, that's not true at all.
Class.
That's not true at all.
No,
because
there's nothing you can do with Tinkers.
They intentionally made Demon Hunters for morons. They did not make them easy because they couldn't think of anything else. Think about, here's an example. Think of every Illidan ability that he used with Metamorphosis. Think of every single ability that you were able to use inside of Warcraft 3 with the Demon Hunter champion. Think about all of Illidan's abilities in Heroes of the Storm. All of those abilities Blizzard could have added in and done themselves. And some of them they did, most of them they didn't. They could have very easily done that. They could have made a ranged Demon Hunter class to where you were basically using... you were playing as almost like a demonology warlock, an old school demonology warlock, where you would go into Metamorphosis, do big damage, and then come out of it. They could have done that, and they would have had plenty of abilities to do that. And then here's another fucking idea. They could invent abilities because they make the fucking game. There's no way, dude. Tinkers they have as much depth as you want them to have. There's like fucking 10 years of engineering lore in the game. You think they can't find 20 fucking abilities to put together to make a toolkit for him? Of course
yes,
not.
I do think
you
that.
have 3 specs.
You know why I think that?
Go ahead.
I think that because they had to steal. They literally had to steal Demo form from fucking Warlocks to build Demon Hunters, dude.
They didn't steal demo form. It should have. Warlocks should have never had demo form to begin with.
Oh, dude,
it's stupid.
You're so fucking dumb.
Why would they have demo form?
It's literally called demonology.
Just because you study a demon doesn't mean that you are one. What do you mean?
That was an aspect of the class that they gave to Warlocks. And they literally, because they did not have enough fucking butter, okay? If Demon Hunter is the toast, okay, then butter is the abilities, okay? And they literally didn't have enough butter to give Demon Hunters, okay, to flesh them out as a class. They didn't even have 3 specs, dude.
Because they didn't want to. They wanted Demon Hunters to be simple. Because they're probably fucking busy of trying to balance effectively 36 different classes with each other. It's too hard for them to do. What do you mean? Like, Demon Hunters always had Metamorphosis. Warlocks never did until Burning Crusade, and wow, Blizzard was like, oh yeah, you can be a demon now. Like, wow, cool. It didn't make any fucking sense. Or was that I don't know if it was Wrath I forgot what it was.
I think it was later.
Yeah, it might have been Wrath. It doesn't matter. Wrath, okay, yeah, sure.
Either way,
it doesn't matter. They didn't have Demon Hunters back then. If they had Demon Hunters back then, Demon Hunters would have had Metamorphosis, because that's what they had in Warcraft 3, and a lot of the classes literally have the same fucking tooltip abilities from Warcraft 3. So even now in the game today, they still have residuals and remnants of Warcraft 3. So it would have been Demon Hunters all the way through. Tinkers, you have 4 specs.
Sure, but that's maybe
you have 4 specs.
That's maybe like 2 or 3 abilities, if that. Maybe 4 if they
and
really
then you add
push
in the items and
spread it thin.
Yeah, sure. But like, of course.
It's gonna happen.
What do you think they did with Warriors?
You need an entire arsenal, an entire kit to flesh out even 1 spec. And then you have to do it 2 or 3 times. It's never going to happen. There's just not enough shit for Tinkers to make them have their own spec.
That's bullshit.
It's never going to happen. People need to give up on this idea that Tinkers are going to...
You have 4 specs. You have tank spec, where you literally get in a tank. You have the Shredder spec. It's melee, where you're doing a melee DPS and you're in a Shredder. You have the ranged DPS spec, which is in a mech, in the same way that you had mechs for what do you call it? Like the mech engineer, or whatever the fuck his name is, the gnome guy in the cinematic. And then you have the let's see, like that actually maybe it'd be 3. Yeah, so it'd be melee DPS, ranged DPS, and tanking. So you literally get in a tank, you get in a Shredder, or you get in a mech.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no medic spec at all. That sounds stupid. And so yeah, you're basically a mecha druid.
So that's not ridiculous at all. That doesn't like strike you as a little bit fucking circusy and over the top and just fucking outright insane to you. That doesn't sound like way too much. It works with gnomes because gnomes are fucking like. They're just eccentric gnomes.
Yeah, they do like little weird gnome shit. I know, of course. They're only going to give the class. For their race, they're only going to give it to gnomes and fucking goblins.
Everybody else,
there's no way they're going to give. There's no way they're going to give Tinker class to like a night elf.
Right.
Or
so what are you going to do? Just give it to gnomes?
Yeah,
goblins?
just like they did. Yeah, just like they did with Demon Hunters. It was fine.
It's not gonna, dude. I'm telling you, there's no way. There's no way. It'll never happen.
It'd be fucking badass. Fucking badass.
It would be weird and circusy, and they need to focus on the specs that they already have, man. There's like 36 specs or some shit like that. That is more than enough for them to focus on. And let's not forget, enhancement, Shaman, in BFA has been bad since release. They have not done one fucking thing to help enhancement at all. They have no idea what they're fucking doing, dude. They need to focus on the specs that they have and make those as good as they can be before they introduce more bullshit.
I can agree on that. I definitely can. But at the same time, I don't think that necessarily means that you can't do anything else besides that. That's the only point that I'm making. I think that the specs are going to be broken no matter what. I think they should do a Tinker class because it gets people excited. People have wanted to see it for a long time. With them adding mechanomes into the game, this is the perfect opportunity for them to do it. This is the perfect opportunity. I'm just a second here. What?
Nah.
Is this guy going to trade me 150 gold? Wait a second. I gotta see if he's going to trade me 150 G. MC cleanup. Yeah, we're going to do MC cleanup real soon. Come on, Kira. You know you want to do it. Are you man enough to trade me 150 gold? Can you do that? Jesus Christ. Kira, I'm about to just start the video again. Okay, let's go. We're back to video.
And you guys are more than welcome to take your time to really examine it right now as I'm talking. It almost seems like it was cut in terms of the screenshot in the worst way possible. Kind of like those fake phone screenshots of like, oh, here's a leak, and it's always on the phone, and it's always, you know, worst lighting ever, and it has the weirdest angles. It almost makes me feel like maybe they were trying too hard to make it seem like they were trying to take a screenshot and a picture and get away with it, you know, not to be caught. So
what do you mean? I feel like that looks completely realistic. Like for a Blizzard cinematic, I think that could absolutely be a cinematic. What do you mean? Like, that seems completely fucking fine.
Trying to conceal the phone. But here it seems like it was an image on a PC, and somebody can just take the full thing and just upload it as is. So it's obviously cut to look weird, to look like maybe this is a real deal, but it's not necessary on a PC. On the left side, it obviously says WoW Shadowlands logo shirt, WoW Shadowlands fine art print, and on the right, what looks like to be Lich King, but kind of like Bolvar. There's a couple things that are weird though. The background looks cool, like the mountain and the blue does make you think like this is the Frozen Throne.
Obviously.
But the eyes that are blue, why are his eyes blue? Why would his eyes be blue? Then you have the chest, molten, the weapon, which is weird because Bolvar never had a weapon. Also, the armor has a lot more
now
skulls.
He does.
I mean, I guess you are the king of the undead, but I never thought of Bolvar as the kind of man who embraced that kind of stuff.
He's not Bolvar anymore, bro. Like he's the Lich King. Like this whole thing. As I said, he's the Lich King. He's got skulls on him. He's the Lich King. Holy fuck, man! Like, come on. No merit whatsoever. So random doobie Matt. No, well, of course it has. Like every video has no merit. It depends on what it is. Why does he have blue eyes? But it's Bolvar. It's not Bolvar. You know how powerful the Lich King shit is? It's really powerful. Look at Arthas. Arthas turned into an asshole in like 3 fucking missions in the game. Like 3 missions in Warcraft 3. Now he's an asshole.
The eyes being blue is a little bit weird. It looks awesome if somebody did actually threw this together. If this is a Photoshop job, or maybe somebody actually drew what Bolvar Lich King would look like in a wallpaper.
There's no fucking way, man.
Awesome. However, this doesn't really look that good in terms of maybe potentially cinematic. It looks cool on its own. I gotta give it credit, but I don't think it feels like it's true try hard for an image to be a real leak. Let's move on to some of the other stuff.
How's it try hard?
The next image is going to be this type of pamphlet-looking, it's weird art. I guess it would be an art that would be on like a website or maybe through a phone. World of Warcraft, Shadowlands. Enter the Shadowlands. Explore the glorious land of Bastion. Meet the noble Kyrian. Discover new abilities. Take a look at the art at the bottom. I can't tell if it looks like it's something that came from maybe Magic the Gathering, like one of the cards. Or maybe this is legit. It does have a unique art style to it.
It does.
Could be World of Warcraft Blizzard art style team. Somebody drew this together. It also makes you think of like a floating Suramar in the desert. And it looks kind of cool. Some people have pointed out that one of the mounts on the Blizzard store, and they said that sometimes Blizzard does release mounts on the Blizzard store,
Dreamer.
And those mounts end up being something that you can get in the future expansion. So they're talking about the Dragon Mount, the Silverian Dreamer or something. And they're saying that the color scheme for that mount, the style, somewhat matches the picture. It's up to you guys to decide whether you think it is or isn't.
Yeah,
I
would
think
agree with
this
that.
leak is real to begin with. But I guess it's something to think about. This Shadowlands leak also comes with, obviously, some of the quote-unquote content you'll be able to do. A lot of pictures are floating around, but this is the one that a lot of people like to tie to the already existing images in this video. And that is going to be some new quote-unquote Paragon system. Notice how this one is also very poorly cropped. Like, you have a PC, you can just take the full screenshot, upload it as is, put it on a flash drive, and just...
This one right here.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Like,
no. Come on. Come on.
I don't know, man. I think that Blizzard... I really believe that Blizzard is going to completely reinvent the game this time around, because I feel like they have to. Like, what else can they do at this point? They're just going to be sitting there remaking the same fucking game, doing the same fucking thing over and over and over. People are going to get tired of that. I think that they've been tired of that for 2 expansions. I think that they're going to completely try to flip the board over with this expansion. I think they know that.
Release it. I don't understand. But you can see at the top, Paragon Callings, Death Knight, ... Dragon Knight. I guess Death Knights will become Dragon Knights, or maybe it's very similar to a Taliesin and Evital idea of getting different flavors of the same spec. So,
what did I tell you?
Imagine if you still had, let's say,
what do you mean? What did you tell me?
What did I tell you, dude? The dragon thing. I told you. As I said, this shit is never going to happen. Ever.
But they had, like, the fire sword that got genuinely data mined, though.
It doesn't matter.
And Bolvar, like, don't you feel like Bolvar being a Death Knight that was, like, burned by the dragon fire, it would actually make sense? Or not Death Knight, but Paladins.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be cool, okay? A fire Death Knight is like badass AF, right?
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. Like this dragon thing, people keep pushing. No. Just be realistic with these leaks, man. If you're gonna make a fake leak, be a little bit realistic. Okay, Blizzard never gives us everything we ever wanted. You have to throw in some dumb bullshit if you want to make it believable, okay?
That's true.
You still summon demons, but what if they added a different flavor of demonology, where instead you are a necromancer? Replace all your demons with undead walking at the enemy, and replace your bigger demons with bigger undead. They will functionally be the same, they just look different, and the spell animations might look slightly different, but the playstyle and stuff would be exactly the same.
Always talking about, like, skins or something like that. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, like, yeah, a few skins for different abilities, of course, that does kind of, it's like, you know, green fire for warlocks. But if there's, like, an entirely different, like, ability coloration, or, like, instead of shooting this, you're shooting something else, I feel like the only reason Blizzard would do that is to introduce those different spell abilities as microtransactions, same as Path of Exile does. So I'm not really a big fan of that. I think that fireballs should be fireballs and frostbolts should be frostbolts, and that's it. In some ways, like, maybe if you had, like, if there were fireballs that could be changed into, like, kind of, I don't know, like, instead of arcane damage, you can do, like, I don't know, like time infused damage or some kind of weird shit like time weaving. Like, maybe that would kind of make sense. But if they were trying to do this for all the classes, I think it would be a big mistake.
But instead of spawning imps, you would spawn, let's say, skeleton casters.
Yeah.
Or skeleton warriors that would just rain arrows from afar, or maybe magic arrows from a distance. So you would still have the same imp, it's still a magic attack, it still would have the implosion effect where you can sacrifice those pets, and you will still be able to have some sort of a fel guard, but instead it will be like a skeleton guard. So they talked about it in the video for a while, and I guess this would be very similar. So we'd have a Frost Death Knight, Howling Blast would turn into Aurora Flame. I guess it would look visually different, but functionally the same.
Yeah.
Breath of Sindragosa into Bellow of Deathwing. Remorseless Winter into Desolation, and on and on and on. If this is a real picture, I would love to see, like, a full thing. But something tells me that this in particular is so try-hard that I'm...
Oh, I understand. I didn't get what this was. So Howling Blast would turn into this. I thought this was different things you could pick. Like, it was like a talent tree. But okay, yeah. Now I guess I I still wouldn't like to see this. Yeah, I didn't see that at all.
Really hoping that this isn't real. You know, I don't think there's been ever an expansion, and you can correct me in the comments if you need to.
Yeah.
That we've actually been able to predict the future expansion for World of Warcraft. Usually if there's something that Blizzard wants you to see in terms of, let's say, next WoW expansion or next WoW update, they'll put the stuff on PTR. They'll even put some stuff early just to get people excited, and then they'll start decrypting things. And sometimes they'll even add things to the next PTR that will be used in future expansions. So whatever they want you to see, they usually put it up, and websites like Wowhead are able to decrypt
That's what I was saying, man.
And show it to everybody. But
that's what I was saying. I mean, I really think that they're doing this shit. I think that they're actually releasing things on purpose. Like, they're leaking things on purpose. Blizzard is leaking their own shit in order to get people hyped up about the game. And like, I'm not saying this is a bad decision or not. I'm just saying this is what's happening.
I don't think there've ever been a massive leak to tell us exactly what the next expansion is going to be. For example, Legion, I don't remember massive leaks that promised demon hunters and a town like Suramar and the storyline that we ended up having in Legion. Same thing with Warlords of Draenor back in Mists of Pandaria. I don't remember a leak for WoD whatsoever. The bosses, the class changes, the animation to models, none of it. So far, I don't think Blizzard has had
WoD was definitely
World of Warcraft
leaked.
stuff ever really truly leak.
Was it leaked? I don't remember. WoD was leaked. Well, here's the thing, right? Is that every expansion gets leaked, but there's like 10 other leaks that accompany it, and nobody knows which leak is real. What if Blizzard... All right. Wrath of the Lich King was leaked, right? It was like the biggest leak of all the expansions. Like, Wrath of the Lich King was like massively leaked. What if Blizzard leaked this one? Because it's the next Wrath of the Lich King.
I don't think it.
Saying.
Dude. I don't think it behooves Blizzard to leak this shit before BlizzCon because more people. Because they want more people to buy tickets to BlizzCon.
How many people are talking about Hong Kong now?
What do you mean? That's naturally a part of the news cycle.
No, I mean, yeah, of course, but like if something else takes over, that's usually what happens. If they're changing people's opinion and directing their attention to something else, then people are gonna think about that and talk about that instead of whatever else. So I think
Hong Kong. Yeah, but the Hong Kong thing died like a week ago.
It did.
This is just now coming out. I mean that already passed. I don't think that's really flimsy. I think to say that it's like to divert attention away from the Hong Kong issue.
Really? You think that's flimsy?
Yes, that already died. It's old news. Nobody gives a fuck.
I think that Blizzard absolutely could have released this in order to divert attention away from the Hong Kong controversy. Like, I wouldn't put that past them for a second. 100%.
No, dude, that's just how news works out nowadays. You said it yourself when the whole shit was going down, when everybody was pissed off. You said people are gonna care about this for a week, and then it's gonna be over, and then we're gonna, be offended by something else in a couple days.
You're right.
You literally acknowledged it.
It acknowledged that. But that also doesn't mean that Blizzard acknowledged that. Just because I acknowledge that doesn't mean that Blizzard has the same perspective. Blizzard might believe that even though this is the case, we still do want to have something to really kind of draw people away and make them stop thinking about that. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I just think it's really thin.
Okay.
I don't think it carries any weight. I think Blizzard wants people to buy the fucking, either BlizzCon ticket or virtual ticket to find out what the next expansion is.
I mean, I don't think they buy tickets to find out what the expansion is at all, actually. I think that, because you just know, like, you just have to refresh Wowhead 5 minutes later and they're going to tell you. Like, they're literally transcribing everything that they say at the convention down and then putting it on their stuff anyway. So it's not like they really need to do that to begin with. So I don't know, man.
I mean, people obviously go for some reason. They sell out tickets, so...
Oh, no, they go for a number of reasons, but to figure out what the announcements are, I don't think is one of them.
Okay, then either way, they buy the tickets. They want people to buy the tickets.
Yeah, maybe. But I think that people would buy the tickets more if they know it could be a Lich King expansion. Like, it actually would hype people up more. It's my opinion. But I think
it's kind of a situation where, like... You ever seen the picture where, like, in case of low subs, break out Thrall?
Yeah. It was the same with Illidan.
Yeah, it's the same with Lich King, too.
Well, we went on there yesterday, and it seems like it's pretty accurate.
And I kind of want to keep it that way. Because I think some of these ideas we've heard about so many times over, and we've heard all the different features of Shadowlands, let's say, like level 60 cap, and they're going to revamp the leveling experience. Some sort of a Paragon adventure points where as you level up, you'll be able to change your character in many different ways. Some sort of a talent system very similar to the original World of Warcraft Classic or BC or Wrath.
That'd be great.
Maybe some sort of a class change or some class addition that's going to be either a Death Knight with dragon powers or some sort of a dragon collar or just anything really. And it's just, I feel like we've heard all these different ideas getting thrown around for these quote-unquote leaks, that if all this stuff were to end up true for the future expansion, it almost would be like, well, this actually was spoiled. I'm not as excited anymore because we've heard of all this.
I totally disagree with that. I actually think that knowing that it's going to happen and then having it actually happen, that's cool, man. Like, I don't hold anything against that. I think that's fucking amazing. Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't believe in that at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's like that shit gets announced, and then, like, you find out that it was all real to begin with, and, yeah, you're hyped like fucking crazy. Like, of course, man. Opening ceremony is free to watch anyway. Listen. I don't know if it's free to rebroadcast. And I'll have to contact Blizzard. If I don't go to the event, I will be online whenever the announcements and everything happen. Of course I will be. But I don't know if I'll be able to rebroadcast it or I'll just have to be refreshing Wowhead.
Because we actually have been seeing it for a while now. So I'm really hoping personally this isn't a true leak and none of them are, and all of them are just going to be forgotten once Blizzard reveals the actual leak for World of Warcraft. So this is everything we have so far. There's a lot more leaks, but I felt like they were incredible enough or interesting enough for me to cover. There was one leak that I was looking at earlier, but I cannot find it. I guess whoever made the actual leak post, which was actually kind of funny to read, I guess they ended up removing it at a later time because everybody else were kind of laughing at some of their ideas. I wanted to read that one out to you guys. Again, there was more Shadowlands stuff, but I guess that leak is gone. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. What do you think about the current leak information we have right now? What do you think about the recent screenshots that I was able to portray in this video for you guys? What do you think about the potential of Shadowlands and what we've seen so far of becoming the future World of Warcraft stuff? Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see all of you guys in another video.
Okay. The Dragon Knight was confirmed fake. It's fake but questionable at best. What does it give little credibility to this creative Bastion zones? Asmongold, watch this video on stream. Pog, come on, why even discuss it? Shot of Lich King is from Wrath of the Lich King cinematic where Arthas watches on the lake? No, it's not. And yeah, Shadowlands logo looks extremely fake. Okay, so Wrath of the Lich King was leaked a week before BlizzCon. It was. I feel like Blizzard... I really do. Like, I can get on my tinfoil hat and I can say this if you want, but I genuinely think that Blizzard leaked it on purpose. They leaked it. Nobody else did. And they did it in order to make people more hyped up for the fucking expansion. I think that's actually what happened. I know that might upset you guys. I know people might disagree, but I think that is genuinely, seriously, actually what fucking happened. And yes, this is a bit controversial or whatever you want to call it, or tinfoil hat. And you sound Wowhead. There's burning cold weapons. Well, I'll open it up right now. Okay, just give me a second here. Wowhead. Okay, let's take a look here. I gave $100. Wait. No, I didn't miss a donation. Been enjoying your streams a lot this past year. The only thing that bothers me is that I'm blocked from this channel. Could you and your mods check my logs? Thanks. I'll look at your logs real quick. Okay. Give me a second. All right, let's see what you've got going on here. Uh,
He must have been